Come and vibe with me. Ladies and gentlemen, I need about 4 minutes out of your life right now.
Just to say thanks for having me, because and it is an honour to share a panel here with Nang and her colleagues at the Burma campaign, because I don't think any of us here, unless we've been in that situation, can begin to comprehend what life is like living under a regime like that. So, and I think films like this are, I think they're unusual. It's a huge undertaking. I mean, when Burma VJ premiered at BAFTA, and they talked about just how difficult it was, what an incredibly long process it was, over a 4 or 5 year period, I think, with footage coming out, being collated, and finally being turned into what you see here tonight, which is Burma VJ. It's an extraordinary film. Films like Black Gold, which are films trying to address very difficult issues, which traditionally they're put in the kind of worthy box at first, and yet we know, coming out of a mix of campaigning and filmmaking experience, that there is an audience demand for this. There is incredible value both at grassroots level and at top-end policy, advocacy, lobbying level for films like this around which people can coalesce and campaign nationally and internationally. And so Tipping Point, basically, it is founded to try and raise awareness and donations from the wider public, in effect the audiences that we know want to see these films, to put into a non-profit fund so that we can absolutely back more films like this and films that have really a life once you will leave the cinema here.
I thought it was a magnificent film, thank you very much. But I'd like to ask a rather tough question. The regime is still there in spite of the film. So I'd like to ask, how do you use a film like this for campaigning?
We show this film in 40 cinemas across the UK, and also at the same time we did this evening, we talk about the situation in Burma and we campaign like that way.
And that was very much about pushing the various campaign demands, which included freeing some of these Burma VJ activists. What's happening now is that there is an ever-growing and more sophisticated approach to the release of issue-based campaigning films like this. That's to say, and it was kind of pioneered a bit by Franny Armstrong with Age of Stupid, which is basically blanketing the country with the same cinema release date, so that what you manage to do is generate a lot of media interest, not just in the film, but in the issue. So you get one big kind of bang for your buck hit on the issue. End of the Line was a similar example, Age of Stupid and Burma VJ. But I think, to answer your question, what you need resources, actually, to be able to pick a film up like this and really properly maximise the benefit of having a tool like this for campaigning. On Black Gold, which we did work, I think, pretty effectively with, through the co-op, through NGOs, through Oxfam, Christian Aid and the like, was, and this is in a sense part of your appeal, I think, is get the DVD, screen it, get groups around, campaign around the film. If there isn't a big old engine behind it, somehow try and create that engine yourself, and that's partly, again, it comes back to Tipping Point. I think with all the films that we're working with, the idea is from the very get-go, for everything that comes in, 80% of money coming is going into the film production as well as the campaign outreach from the very outset. So I think we're all kind of learning, it's a fairly new area, and I think we know that films like this can really help raise the temperature on issues, and the campaign is every bit as important as the film itself. Just to give you some sense that campaigning it is a drip, 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 but things are being done in our name by corporates, and I think it's worth leaving the audience with a sense of some of the wins that the Burma campaign have secured in terms of getting corporates out of Burma, stopping corporates from doing business, particularly in the UK.